Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is TONIA, and today we're talking about you Libras. That's right, Libra status, because there is a new moon that has just freshly happened on the 20th of July, 2020, in the sign of Cancer, which is y'all's 10th house, Libra. So trust and believe something juicy and interesting is developing up in your career and all that jazz. So in this video, we're going to discuss all those details, okay? By the end of it, you're going to have an understanding of what to expect by the end of a month's time from now, okay? After this new moon period. Before I do get into all them juicy details, another juicy detail for you. I have an astrology course, and if you like my energy, I want you there because I want to share all of that energy and information and knowledge and skill with you, Libra. I want you to be able to look at an astrology chart and once for all be able to interpret that with confidence, skill, and y'all's Libra grace, because the world needs more Libra grace. That's all I gotta say, okay? If you're interested in that, the registration deadline is quickly approaching. Literally 1.5 weeks away from now is when I'm closing that course. I want you there. Reach out, WizdomDropz@gmail.com if you need to be there. If you don't need to be there, ignore this entire message. But I do love your energy, and I want to share that gift with the world, with students who are eager to learn. This is a no fuss, no muss, all facts, interactive, fun, engaging, intensive training program, only 3 months, but by the end of it you're going to come out competent and capable, okay? Also subscribe if you vibe, because we is building tribe, Libras, and I love your vibe, so please do subscribe, okay? Moving forward, finally, to the interpretation for the new moon, okay? Thanks for your patience. Again, that moon is going to be in your 10th house, and it's opposing Saturn directly at the time of this new moon, okay, Libra? In your 4th house of home. So Saturn opposing this new moon is a big freaking deal. That's intense, delay, denial, adult pantsing. You have to put on them adult pants, you know, one leg at a time, and maybe wear some suspenders with it, because, you know, Saturn's intense and crotchety. You have to put on your stoic, like, I don't care, you know, kind of face, and just harden to, like, the exterior of things. And, you know, you Libras are an air sign, and your Venus ruled, and Venus in ancient astrology was actually frenzies with Saturn. So, I'm not too worried about you with that. You have Saturn ruling your 4th house as a Libra, so you know how to be graceful and charming, but you also know when to, like, retract into your air energy and be a little more stoic, okay? So I'm not worried about you really, Libra, but what I will let you know is that if you do have some activation with your career around this point in time, in the next month's time frame, okay, so until and through late August, okay, be aware that the opportunities presenting themselves for you, Libra, are going to be more intense. They're going to be something that takes time, that develops over time, that takes a lot of dedication, a lot of persistence, a lot of, you know, meeting adversity and going against it in the face of it. No matter if it is present, you have to just push forward and get it done. That's what the opportunities that come up during this time are going to be like. But at the end of the day, Saturn energy heavy like that is also opportunity for long-term growth and manifestation that brings a caliber of quality that only that long-term investment can yield, okay, for you. So it's kind of a catch-22, but at the same time, at the end of the day, like, if you do invest the time and energy and dedication and persistence in the face of adversity that Saturn is asking of you during this new moon, then I think you're going to reap some really seriously groovy, awesome results, okay? That's what I have to say to you on that. Also, you know, Saturn is sending that energy of opposition to that 10th house from the 4th house. So this might be family, older people in your family, parents, grandparents, duties to family, responsibilities to family that are speaking in some tension with this. You might have to make some compromises around those things, or you might have to serve those people or those needs, those responsibilities, over investing in your career in a certain light, and therefore it's going to delay you a bunch in what you wanted to achieve. That's one scenario for how this can play out, okay? There's a variety of nuggets in there that you, Libra, can really just pick out and figure out how that pieces together in your life without me looking at your specific chart. But I want to move on because there's 2 other aspects to talk about. The second aspect is that you have, and by the way, this is happening in your angular houses, Libra. So you, out of all the signs, there's 4 signs total that are activated like super duper much. You are one of those 4 signs, okay, Libs? So be aware that, like, anything coming up for you now is definitely of that fated karmic persuasion. It's God speaking. You don't really have an option to fight it, but you have all the freedom in the world to determine how you face it, okay? As I was saying, the second aspect From your 7th house, you have the Mars Chiron conjunction in Aries squaring the 10th house, Mercury. So, you know, Mercury is currently in Cancer and it's squaring this Mars Chiron conjunction in your 7th. That's intense as hell. I'm not trying to like sugarcoat nothing for you, because with that Mars Chiron in the 7th house, partners, people you're committed to in committed relationships, people who are business partners, even personal partners, relationship partners, there is tension around that. There's anger around that. There could be explosions and tense conversations of like rage, like rah, like an Aries in your life is just like rah, and it could be like your husband or your wife and you're like, what the hell, like what's happening, is because Mars and Chiron are conjunct in your 7th house. So there's a wounded healer element to your relationships right now. And Mars is in good dignity, okay, in Aries, but it's also touching and activating because it's the engine, it's the battery of the planetary palette of the zodiac. It's activating that Chiron vibe, so the wounded healer vibe up in your chart, in your soul, in your relationships, Libra. So you might have some relationship wounds that are coming up for processing right now. You might have some relationship energy that has the opportunity to be used really constructively, like, you know, really great or really not great, and it needs to be done, and now is the time for you to like be done, and Mars in the 7th is helping you activate all that energy. So be aware that is happening, okay, and highly activated under this new moon for the next month time. Also with that Mercury in the 10th, it's something about business and your legacy in the world, your career out in the world, what people know you as out in the world. 10th house is in conflict with that in some way, shape, or form. Partners in some way, shape, or form are probably under some kind of tension in regard to your you know, your career, and you're having that 1st house tension with this 10th house as well from Saturn. So I think a lot of Libras out there are dealing with issues of stress around family, partnerships, committed environments, committed relationships with people, and home environment, okay? That's really lit up like a Christmas tree for you. So I suggest you trust your intuition though, because last but not least, you have a 9th square 6th aspect from Venus. So Venus is in the 9th house squaring Neptune in the 6th for you in Pisces, okay? So Venus in your 9th of Gemini, you know, that's going to be squaring, as I said, that 6th house Neptune. So where have you been delusioning yourself? Disillusionment, where has that been happening in your everyday habits and hobbies? 6th house, okay? In relation to your higher belief systems. And you know, Venus is your planet, so your belief systems about the world, your global understandings about the world, your philosophies on the world, Libra, your beliefs about how the world structures itself and your place in the world and different cultures, and all of that is in tension with that Neptune in the 6th. And something about your day-to-day habits and hobbies and even what you do for work is the 6th house, where you go every day, repeated efforts. In ancient times it ruled enslavement, like where are you actually like tethered to, and what kind of servitude are you giving? That's the 6th house, okay? That's squaring your 9th house. So I think a lot of Libras out there are realizing something to do with their money in their 9th house or their higher education in their 9th house is not lining up with what they've been doing every single day. Maybe you decide it's time to go back to school with this kind of energy, with that 9th house squaring the 6th house. Like, you know what? I've been disillusioning myself around my 6th house, what I'm doing every day professionally. I can't stand it anymore. It's time to invest in myself and go back to school. That's that Venus up in the 9th house. And, you know, the 9th house being Gemini, which is all about intellect and skill sets, okay? So if it's not higher education, it's some form of training program or something, like an astrology course even, for example. Higher knowledge, 9th house, okay? That's being asked to help you reconcile some of that energy. And, you know, it's in decent dignity. Venus is in Gemini. It's not like it's, you know, terrible there. It's sapiosexual energy, heavy. So just be aware there's a lot of opportunity there to work with that energy. I would say be sure that you're not ignoring intuition around this time as a general like rule around this new moon, Libra. Pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to your energy, especially as it relates to your career. Pay attention to your vibe, your soul. What's your body? Before you even get up here, Libra, I know you're smart, but trust your body vibe first. This is a new moon in Cancer, okay? What is your body telling you? What is the divine wisdom and guidance of the body? That's what I want you to think about, okay, Libra? With that said, subscribe if you vibe, because we as building tribe. Like the video if it brought you value, all that jazz. Reach out to me at WizdomDropz@gmail.com for a reading or my super groovy, awesome, intensive 3-month astrology training program course. And with that said, my friend, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.